everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my channel if you're new. I am so excited because I am going to be doing a Christmas book recommendation list for the first time since I joined BookTube. Every year I've been wanting to do this and it just never happens, but this year I finally have the time and I have a lot of books to share, so I'm really excited. So without further ado, let's get into it. First book I want to talk about is called Single All the Way by Kate Watson, and it is a contemporary rom-com, and it takes place in Chicago at Christmas time, and it's about this girl that lives in an apartment complex, and she's always she's kind of battling for this parking space with this other guy, and she's nicknamed him like White Prius because that's what kind of car he drives. And she pretty much hates him because he's always trying to take her spot, and sometimes he succeeds. And then one day they end up getting trapped in an elevator together and they basically have to snuggle together to stay warm because the temperature drops at night in Chicago and it's really cold. And so the rescue people actually told them, like, you're gonna need to snuggle together to stay warm. So that kind of changes things for them. It's just such a fun story. I love it. And the male main character has a really big secret that he's keeping from her. So yeah, it's a really fun tale. Next one is called Since We've No Place to Go by Kate Watson. And this one is the next one in the series, and it's about the first girl's roommate. And this one's really fun because it's kind of like a little bit of a sports romance because she works for a baseball team and then she gets assigned to work on a special project with this baseball player that she absolutely hates. And then one day they get trapped in a car during a blizzard for several hours, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's another enemies to lovers story, and I really enjoyed it. It was really great. If you like rom-coms Christmas time, I highly recommend both of these stories. So I'm just gonna kind of jump around a little bit with genres, and the next one I have is called Winter House by Ben Gutterson. Gutterson? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. This one's really fun because it is about a girl that's been orphaned and she's being raised by her aunt and uncle. Well, right before Christmas, they get a mysterious message and some money saying, like, we'll give you $5,000 if you will leave for several weeks and send your ward to the Winter House Hotel for 3 weeks during Christmas. And her aunt and uncle are really terrible people, and so they're like, yes. They just don't question it. They just leave and they send her away and they take the money. So this girl goes to the Winter House and she ends up finding all these mysteries, all these secrets. This is a little bit of a spooky story. There is a ghost in it, but I thought it was really fun. It was really entertaining. It's also a very enjoyable audiobook. If you're looking for a cozy middle grade Christmas story with a little bit of a spooky vibe, then you'll definitely want to check this one out. Next one is completely on the other end of the spectrum as far as family goes. It's also middle grade. It's called the Vanderbeekers of 141st Street by Karina Jan Glaser. Yeah, I think that's how you say her name. And it's about a family that lives in an apartment in New York City, and right before Christmas they get a notice that the landlord is not going to renew their lease. They absolutely love their apartment. By the way, they have 5 children, so they suspect that is why they're being asked to move, because, you know, they have 5 kids. Maybe they're like just a little noisy. They think maybe they're annoying the landlord. They don't exactly know why they're being asked to leave. So anyway, this family goes on a mission to try to bring Christmas cheer to the landlord and save their apartment, get him to change his mind. And it's just a really fun, cute, sweet, enchanting tale. It just has all the cozy Christmas feels. The Christmas Letters by Jenny Proctor. This is another contemporary rom-com. And this is about a girl that lives in Charleston, South Carolina. She's very wealthy and she's like going to all the high-end events. And she ends up getting trapped in a bathroom, and the paramedic that rescues her turns out to be really handsome and charming and helps her through like a panic attack. And it's one of those like, wow, I'm instantly interested in this guy. But turns out he's just like, no, because this guy wants nothing to do with rich girls, and he thinks she might be just like his ex that was like super duper rich and kind of like in the high society kind of thing. And this guy just wants a normal life. And that's part of the reason why he became a paramedic. And as things would happen, he ends up getting a special Christmas pen pal that's writing to him back and forth, that answered a letter that got lost. That he literally wrote this letter when he was a little kid and it got lost. And so that's my laundry. And so they start writing back and forth. And it turns out this girl that he's writing to has a lot of the same characteristics as the girl in the bathroom. It's so great. This story was just so lovely. I just love the whole Christmas in Charleston vibe. The setting was so cozy and wonderful. I just loved everything about this book. Murder in Christmas River by Meg Muldoon. And this is my official shout out to the Tinsel and Tales Readathon by Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles, because last year I was one of the co-hosts, and because of the prompt, read a Christmas mystery, I found this wonderful series that I absolutely love. It takes place in a town called Christmas River in, I believe, the woods of Oregon. And so it's got this like really super cozy, like ultra Christmas setting. And this town, because they're named Christmas River, like really comes alive. Like that's their tourist season, Christmas time. Yeah, you get the picture. So the main character owns a pie shop, and she's getting ready to take place in an annual gingerbread house baking competition when she finds a dead body out the back of her pie shop. So yeah. What I love about this story is that there was nothing cheesy about it. Like, I find sometimes cozy mysteries can be a little bit cheesy, but I thought the characters and their thoughts just felt very real. There is a little bit of language in it, but it wasn't too over the top for me. There was no like F-bombs or anything like that. It was just like, you know, your basics. And I just really enjoyed it was kind of like a little bit of a creepy vibe, creepier than most cozy mysteries for whatever reason. I just really loved that. I think it was like maybe just a little bit scarier than most cozy mysteries, but not too over the top. And yet at the same time, it still had that feel good Christmas spirit about it. Like, I don't know, like it was just great. I loved it. So thank you, Lucy, for helping me find this wonderful series. I did read the next one, which takes place, they do Christmas in July. So it's kind of like they do have mysteries different times of year. That one was also really, really good. So I recommend that one as well. The Midnight Blizzard by Mary Meekum. This is a wonderful tale, a wonderful fairy tale retelling. All the fairy tale retellings in this series take place at Christmas time or winter kind of thing. And this one is a Cinderella retelling. And it was wonderful. I loved it. I thought the character, the Cinderella character, was so cute and spunky. She was just really different than most Cinderella characters that you find. Like, I find a lot of Cinderella characters are really like meek and mild kind of thing. But she was really like funny and spunky, and there was like a lot of cute banter back and forth with the male main character. There's magic in it. I just love this story. It was just so different. And honestly, you could read it any time of the year. it's more like a winter tale. It doesn't really feel that Christmassy because in the world she was in, it wasn't really Christmas. I would say it's more like a winter tale, but definitely if you're looking for that like snowy, cold winter vibe, this is a great story. Another book I read in this series is called The Hidden Gift by Annette K. Larson, and this is a Saint Nicholas origin story retelling, which I'd never read before. I didn't even know those existed, or maybe this is the first one, I don't know. But it was excellent. I loved it. I thought the romance was so swoony. I thought there was a lot of drama. The characters were very well developed. I just loved the way it played out. I loved the ending. I loved everything about this story. And this is another one that you probably could read maybe more in the fall because St. Nicholas is obviously Santa. Like, it's kind of like, it feels like it was before the Christmas celebrations that we know today. Like, it's sort of like back in time kind of thing. So it doesn't feel Christmassy like we know it today, but it kind of is the perfect sort of story to just like get you into that holiday spirit. So anyway, I definitely recommend these two fairy tale retellings from the Christmas Chronicles series. Solo for This Season by Martha Keyes. This is another contemporary rom-com, and this is about a girl that had her heart broken the previous Christmas, and so she decides that like this Christmas is gonna be the best ever and nobody's gonna break my heart. So she books a cabin at this like Christmas resort all to herself, and she's just gonna spend Christmas there like chilling and doing whatever. But then of course there's a guy that works at the resort. You kind of get the picture. I love this story. I just thought it was very well written, very well done. The pacing was wonderful, and it's just another one to add to the rom-com list of some of my favorites. Cotswold's Holiday by Casey Stockton, another contemporary romance. And this one takes place in England, in the Cotswolds. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but this story was just fantastic. So what's it about is this girl has been dating this guy for a really, really long time, and then she gets dumped. He starts dating her best friend, I believe, and he ends up proposing after a very short time. So of course, this girl is completely heartbroken. Then to make matters worse, they ask her to be in the wedding, like be a bridesmaid in the wedding. And she's just like, are you kidding me? I mean, I'd be like that too. And so she says, no, I can't, I'm going on a trip. And they're like, really, during Christmas? And so she just decides to like flee to England and ends up staying in this like, basically it's like a pub that has like a room out for rent. And so it is really, really cozy. It's really beautiful, this whole story. I love the romance. I love how real the characters felt. I love how the romantic progression went, because the male main character, and this could be a trigger warning for some people, he was divorced because his ex-wife cheated on him. So he was kind of like, oh, I don't know about like ever getting in a relationship again. So he was like, I really want to take it slow. And she was kind of in the same boat too, because she was in this dating relationship for so long that just went nowhere. And so I really liked how they worked through all that, and they ended up figuring it out in the end, and the ending is very Hallmark movie-like, and I just loved it. The Heart of Christmas by Letitia Sexton. This is such a fun story. It's a little bit of a sports romance as well, because the male main character is a hockey player that gets sidelined because he's injured, and the girl main character is this girl that is a singer. She really wants to be a singing star, go to Nashville, the whole deal, but she's really having trouble like getting her career kicked off. And they were enemies in high school, and then they get snowed in together. So that's kind of the premise of the story. I really loved the banter. I loved the storyline. I loved everything about this book. I don't know why, but I just noticed that a lot of the books on this list are enemies to lovers Christmas stories. So if you like that trope, yeah, hopefully you'll check these books out. One thing I will note is that I don't remember, I know one of the biggest beefs that people have with enemies to lovers is like, they don't want the people to be rude to each other. And I don't really remember that being the issue. Like, I feel like they had legitimate things in their past that caused them to hate the other person or strongly dislike them. And so I don't remember. I feel like all these books did a good job of keeping that like cozy Christmas vibe. Like, they were still respectful, even though like secretly they were like, oh my gosh, I hate them. But actually I love them. Christmas After All by C.C. Louise. This is another enemies to lovers Christmas story, another contemporary romance. So picture this guy in high school, super nerdy. He has a crush on this girl and asks her out. She of course turns him down, and he writes a song about her and sings it for the whole school. What ends up happening is this song makes him a star, and he ends up becoming like the guy version of like Taylor Swift. And the song ends up making the girl that he had a crush on like infamous in a bad way, while he's becoming very, very rich and famous. And so naturally she hates him. Well, after his career is kind of like winding down a little bit, he decides to come back home to his hometown, and they run into each other again, and lots of fireworks happen, and it's just really, really fun because we find out he never really got over her. This story was great. I would say if I would have to rank all the stories for like which one was the best of all the enemies to lovers, this one was my favorite one. The pacing was just perfect. Everything about it, execution, banter, everything, romantic progression was just flawless. I loved it. So hopefully you will pick this one up this season because it's awesome. I'll Be Married for Christmas by Claire Kane. This one is a marriage of convenience story. I absolutely love the story. I actually just read this a couple weeks ago, so it's very fresh on my mind. And it's about a girl that is a nurse in the UK, and she is burnt out, wants to come home and just chill for the holidays and like figure out what to do next with her life. When she gets back, she finds out that her parents have sold her childhood home and have moved, and she literally has no place to go and no job. And she finds out her next door neighbor is in the military, and he's looking for a wife because basically he just wants to get a promotion for his military career. And one of the things they said is like, hey, if you have a wife, you're more likely to get it, so maybe you should think about getting married. So they decide to just like enter this contractual marriage to kind of help each other out. And their original plan is that it's only going to last about like 3 months, like basically until he gets this promotion. And the fun thing is like she actually had a crush on him when she was a young girl. Like they knew each other from their childhood because they were like next door neighbors. So it's not like they were just meeting each other for the first time. But I like this story. It was really, really good. So finally, one that's not enemies to lovers. If you want to check out this marriage of convenience story, I'll Be Married by Claire Kane is really, really fun. To Crack a Soldier by Sarah Baran. This is a Nutcracker retelling. And this is just a super fun, cute story if you need like a bouncy little happy pick-me-up. It's a grumpy sunshine trope, and you like magic and fairies and like that whole world, then you'll definitely want to check this one out. Apple Cider Slaying by Julianne Lindsay. This is another cozy mystery, and this is so fun because I believe it starts in like the end of October, maybe like around Thanksgiving time, maybe actually. It's not like right full on in the Christmas season, but there's a girl that lives on an apple orchard with her grandmother, and she's trying to start her own cider shop. So immediately we have like these amazing Christmas cozy vibes. And then we find a dead body outside of, or somewhere on the orchard, I can't remember exactly where. And everybody thinks that grandma might have done it. And so she goes on this mission to prove that her grandmother is innocent and find the killer, at the same time trying to start this apple cider shop. So, this is such a good cozy mystery. Highly, highly recommend it. If you like cozies and you have not read this one yet, pick this one up. It is so, so good. So now, as an added bonus for this video, I have some of my TBR pile of possibilities for this year's Christmas season. And I really wish I could have read all these books before I did this video, but I just didn't have time. So I'm just gonna have to wait to be in the full-on Christmas season to check these books out. And the first one I'm gonna read is the third and final book in the Holidays with Heart series by Courtney Walsh, and it is called My Merry Mistake. And so we finally get the third sister's story. I know a lot of you guys have heard of My Funny Valentine, which is really, really good. And we finally get to see what happens to like wrap up this whole like family romance that's happening. And I'm just really, really excited to read it because I know it's Courtney Walsh, so it's gonna be great. Next one is a book that I'm actually currently reading. It's called Once Upon a Midnight Clear by Michelle Miles, and it's a Cinderella retelling, and I wanted to talk about it because I'm about 30% of the way in, and so far it's really, really cute. It's a Cinderella retelling that takes place in like this Christmas realm, I guess. And so there's magic, and it's just really fun. It's really different so far, and that's why I really, really like it. I'm also planning to pick up the next book in the Christmas River series that I spoke about earlier, which is called Madness in Christmas River. Did I get that right? Yes, Madness in Christmas River. And I think these covers are so funny. But yeah, I love this series, and I'm really excited to continue it and find out what happens with the little romance that's going on. So yeah, should be really fun. Another book I'm planning to read this Christmas season is going to be a buddy read with my dear friend Alma, and it's Faking Christmas by Cindy Steele. Cindy Steele is one of my new favorite authors, and I absolutely loved her story, the one with the kiss cam. And so I really want to read this one too. I want to read this holiday one from her. I'm sure it's gonna be great. I cannot wait. Well, that concludes this video of Christmas recommendations and a little bit of my TBR. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something that caught your eye. If so, let me know in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season with all of the blessings of the Savior, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.